Hello, you guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey. Hi.
Hi, guys. I hope we're
Hey.
warm. It's been quite the day, the last couple days, I guess. Been a little crazy. New York, it's like officially a blizzard. I don't know if that is like
How much did you
anybody
get
else's
by
experience,
you?
but I don't snow.
How much did you get up in New York?
Like 10 inches, like which doesn't even seem that crazy at this point. I know like Rhode Island is getting slammed and
3 feet of snow.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So if you guys are there, I hope
I
We
have
you're
a
got
coworker in
like
Rhode
three
Island.
feet
She
of
Rhode
got
Island, we
feet.
got 33 inches so
Did someone
far.
just say 3 feet?
I,
Yeah, we just got like
Oh,
3 feet of snow in Rehoboth, Massachusetts.
yeah, I have a
It's,
oh
coworker
my
in Rhode
God.
Island that has
I'm
two
from
feet.
I was
LA
like, I'm
too.
sorry.
I'm from Los Angeles, California, so I'm like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh my God. No, I was
Mine's
in
like
denial about
15
this
here in New
whole thing.
Jersey, which is still a lot, but not that crazy.
Wait, how much in New Jersey?
15 where I am?
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I-
That's a
yeah.
lot.
I'm in New Jersey too. I have 24.
Where
Oh
in New Jersey
my.
are you?
I'm in Central. My husband, he's a snowplow. He drives a snowplow. I'm not going to see him for like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'm in North Jersey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. They got a little bit less, and normally it's the other way around.
Yeah. That
Oh
I'm
my
in
God.
I'm in New Brunswick, Canada, and it started today at probably around 1, and we already have about 2.5 feet, I would say. Blizzard. We had to close our medical clinic and go home. Doctors were canceling patients, and
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if what it'll be like tomorrow. Tomorrow morning,
No, thank you.
my
I've never
dog
been
did
so
not like
thankful to
that.
live in Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
like the East Coast, we just have been really going through it
I'm
these
in
last
Indiana too.
like 5 weeks, maybe. I don't know, because I still have not recovered. Like we literally still have snow from the last
it
time we
just
got hit.
melted. It
Crazy. Yeah.
literally just melted. I just saw grass the other day and I was like, finally.
Oh, I know. We had like one, I
Oh
think it was like
girl, we don't have
48
grass
degrees
here.
one day.
Yeah.
I was like,
Meanwhile, in Vegas, it's going to be 82 on Saturday here.
I was
Bite your
like, it's
tongue.
In Arizona right now. It's 83 degrees right now.
I
I'm
hate
sweating.
it.
oh
I
my
I
hate
God,
it
love
so
that for you
crazy.
much.
guys, though. I love that for you guys.
I have a text message with all of my cousins, and I said, hey, non-East Coasters, which is all of them. And I said, like, this is what's going on. Told them, like, we're probably going to get 2 feet. Of course, we got like more like 3 feet. And one of them wrote back, being like, yeah, you know what? We're roughing it here. It's 77 degrees. It's not quite 80. We're freezing. I said, I'm praying for all of you.
I'm
Yeah.
praying.
It's just like so funny, the West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. And I will say too, like this has been the craziest winter in years and years and years. Like it doesn't usually feel like this. You maybe get like one really good storm, at least like Pennsylvania, New York, like that kind of vibe. But yeah, we've gotten like I think we figured it out like 60 inches of snow this winter, but that doesn't seem like anything when some of you guys have 36 inches today. So that's crazy. Oh my
That's crazy to
God.
me because like in Arizona, we had zero like freeze days, which we usually at least have like a couple of them, but this is the
Yeah.
first year we didn't have any.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's so weird to hear like your guys having like really bad winters. I'm like, can it please get below like 50 degrees?
Oh
Oh
my
my
God,
God.
same. I'm like, I just want to wear a hoodie and be
Yes.
cold and not have to wear shorts in January. Like it's like
Yeah.
living in HE double hockey sticks. I hate
Wow.
it here.
I'm just like, I just don't want to wear a coat anymore.
Grass is always greener, right?
Yeah.
I'll
That's
take the hot
it.
weather over the snow any
Not have to
day.
start up my car.
Yeah. Oh God, that's for sure. I just really need to get a snowblower bad is what I need to do. Oh
And then we won't
man.
have a bad winter next year.
Exactly. That's exactly what will happen. 100%. We won't get any snow at all. So I'll do
That
that.
happened to
I'll take one
me.
for the team.
That happened to me. I bought one and we had no snow. And by the time we had a snow, it was out of warranty. And then the dang thing wouldn't start.
Oh
Perfect.
no.
Oh no.
Perfect. Oh my
So
God.
Virginia, we got
Murphy's
hit
Law.
last. We got hit 3 weeks ago with the ice. We didn't have that much snow, but we missed 7, 8 days of school, which is a lot for us,
Yeah.
even in Virginia. Of course, we cancel school when there's 1 inch. But we dodged this one last night. We had a 2-hour delay. Thank God we didn't get any.
Jeez. Well,
Ice is
hopefully
worse, though, than
everybody
the
is
snow.
safe at least. That's what we hope for, I guess. And honestly, spring just for everyone hopefully will come soon. So even if you have really hot weather, I hope you get some like nicer weather. I don't really even know what that freaking looks like when it's 80 something in February, but you guys know. Oh my gosh. Well, let me just like welcome everyone officially. We have quite a large group with us tonight, which is really exciting and crazy. So we're gonna try our best to like navigate with a big Zoom. If you like don't feel weird about accidentally talking over someone or whatever, like we're all just kind of navigating together. So if you will always get a chance to chat and do your thing. And I will try my best to kind of like pay attention to
Maybe
who's
come
doing
closer.
what. So hopefully that will work out for all of us. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. If this is your first meeting, hey, and we're so excited to have you. And if this is not your first meeting, I missed you. So, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Yes, hi, Savannah. Did that work? Was that like an I want to talk hand? No?
It's Savannah here from Florida, South Florida.
Hey, hey, girl. Welcome. What's up?
So excited to be here,
Yes, I'm so excited too. I really just get so excited to talk to you guys. But yeah, I see that. Was that Amanda that made that comment in our chat? Maybe with the hands up. Yeah, Amanda, that's a great call. So if you ever feel like, I mean, I'll go, you know me, I will go teacher mode if we have to. So I love a hand raise. I got you. I do have to say, and I guess admit that I finished our book approximately 15 minutes ago. So my brain is still really trying to figure out what I just consumed. So if I really would love to like listen to some thoughts. I literally like the 5 minutes before I was on the Zoom, I'm on TikTok, of course, just looking like my husband's wife explained. My husband's wife character list. I'm like, what did I just read? So I don't think that's a bad thing at all, but I do really feel like I'm still kind of like processing the book. So I mean, we have a lot that I think a lot of people want to say with this one. So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have pretty much only heard like high praise, like really, really hyped up at this point. So I'm always a little like my radar is always a little up when there's so much hype around a book and I don't really like know how I'm gonna feel or if it's too hyped up or whatever. So I guess we should kind of just start off with like, well, let me ask you this. If this was your first Alice Feeney book, I'm curious your opinion, and I'm also curious your opinion if you have read other Alice Feeney books. So, what do we think?
This
have
was my
to say-
first.
Oh.
Oh, go for it, May.
No, sorry, sorry, Sarah. I was going to say I was one of the people in the Patreon like app who said I listened to this on Audible, and I think I have to listen to it again.
Mm.
And I know a lot of people like commented like same, you know, like a few people said that they felt the same.
Yeah.
Just because it was almost whiplash.
Yep.
In a great way. I listened to it on Audible. I listened to it in 2 days because I have 2 crazy kids right now. So, and I listened to it at the end of January, right when it was announced. But it felt so much like whiplash, and I almost couldn't wrap my head around what was going on. So I'd love to hear if others felt the same way, because it almost felt like I had to have a second read with it. So or a second hear, I should say.
Yeah, let's go Gabby and then Chris.
Hi, so this is my first time here. My actually, and I commented in the group chat that this is actually my first book that I've read 100% through.
Wow.
Yeah, I have tried like maybe two or three books in the past. Um, they were like historical fiction, and I'm like, I can't get into it. I can't get into it. And then I saw your TikToks, and I'm like, let me try thriller. Like, why don't I like duh? Like, I love all like true crime stuff. I love all
Wait,
this.
Gabby, so just to clarify, like you're talking like not just Alice Feeney book, not just thriller book, like first book.
Period.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Oh
amazing,
my
Gabby.
God, that's so exciting.
And it feels so weird because hello, like I'm 48. Like what I'm a crafter. Like I do other things on the side, like my hobbies and stuff. But I just started getting like I fell in the rabbit hole and I started buying all these books,
Cool.
thinking, okay, I'm gonna get into this. But long story short, so I found out that thriller was my genre. And this book in particular, I did an audiobook because my Barnes and Noble, my library didn't have it. So I did an audiobook. Maybe
Cool.
3/4 of the way through, I was like, I need to visually see this book. So I ended up getting it on Kindle. And then it was easier for me to follow along, doing both the audio and like having, the Kindle version.
Hmm.
And it's like one of those books. Well, I'm not even gonna say one of those books because it's my first book that I've actually read through. But like when you watch a movie and you're like, shit, how did I miss all that stuff? Let me go
Yup.
back and see it again. I want to read this again to see like
Yeah.
what did I miss? Where did I miss it? And I was the same like you. I Googled at the end, like last chapter
Yeah.
explained like, what just happened, who did this.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to have found you in this group and stuff. And I'm excited. Like I have like I bought like 5 more books that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna read these.
Girl, it only takes one. Let me tell you what. Like, I would love to
Yeah.
tell you that you're gonna be okay, but like now you're one of us and you just get to like you're in it now, okay? But that's the fun of it, really. Like, and that's how a lot of us feel, I think,
Yeah.
and you dabble in different genres, of course, but yeah, there's something like that unlocks in your brain when you finally get one that you really like, and it's awesome. It's the best ever.
Yeah.
So,
Now I'm
yay,
like
that is awesome.
the past few nights I've been like in my bed, like up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. But what did I start?
Yeah, you're in it now, girl. Good luck
Love
with
that,
that.
Gabby.
It's
Love
nice
that for
meeting you
you.
all.
Love
But
that for all of
yeah,
us.
so that's my little take on the book.
Yay, that's so exciting. Chris, what are you thinking?
So it was technically my second book, but my first Alice Feeney purchase because I bought it for the book of the month.
Okay.
But the first one I read was His and Hers.
Mm,
I like rushed to get it because the show had just came out on Netflix and I was like, I heard so many good things about it, but I wanted to read the book first.
yep.
And I feel like they're both really good, even though some of it's a little different. But I was like, it made me more excited to read My Husband's Wife because of how good His and Hers was. But
Okay.
like My Husband's Wife was such like whiplash, like every chapter, like, going through it. Like I literally started it Sunday morning and I finished it like in 4.5 hours. Like I couldn't put it down. Like I could not put
Yeah.
it down. I had to keep reading and keep finding out what was going to happen. And then at the end, we see the final connection to everyone. I was like, oh my God, like what is going on? Like it was
Yeah.
cool because I'm like, what if this was a movie? Like, oh
Hmm.
my God, like it was
Yeah.
really good. Like I really, really, really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think Sarah, you said in one of the chats that it like reads like a movie almost. I want to
Yeah,
say. Yeah.
yeah. I put that on Patreon. This is my first by her, and I immediately was hooked and was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, are all her books like this? If so, need to add to cart immediately." So put that
Yeah.
out in the universe. I'll be curious. A lot of people in the chat right now are saying that like not all her books are like this, but I did really like this one. It was the last two chapters that I was like a little confused
Yeah,
on
yeah.
what was
Hmm.
happening,
Yeah.
which I'm sure we'll get to, but it really felt like a movie. Like it is very clearly going to be adapted to be a movie or
Yeah.
a Netflix.
Yeah. I see all you guys with your hands up too. And before we do that, I do just have to say, like, I have a very complicated relationship with Alice Feeney, which I've been pretty open about. Like to the point where I said I was not going to read Alice Feeney anymore because I hated the last Alice Feeney book I read so much. So far in my experience, like without this book, without My Husband's Wife, I really liked a few, and everyone I read just kind of like got progressively weirder or more confusing and whatever. And Beautiful Ugly was the one that really just like took me out, and I was like, I'm goodbye, Alice Feeney forever. But then this came out, so I'm curious if we can draw any comparisons between like sometimes people post content that are like, actually John Mars just posted literally uh like a graphic of his books that are like slow burn to fast pace or vice versa, and like which books of his were like others. So I'm kind of curious to kind of like look at Alice Feeney in that way, but we can certainly get into that. So, Tiffany, what are you thinking?
You're on mute.
I got you. Yeah, you're muted, girl.
Thank you. I was just thinking I don't remember how to use Zoom apparently. Hey everybody, this is my first meeting, first like get together. This has all been great. I'm happy to hear that there have been mixed reviews. I like Abby, your content got to me because I have been like a back and forth with Alice Feeney. I've read like 4 or 5 of her books, and there will be chunks of them that I love. Like the end of Beautiful Ugly, fantastic. But like could have lost all the other stuff. I just want, I guess, like in all, I don't know. So, and like His and Hers, I feel like after a while, I just start to expect that there's going to be something I can't trust.
Yep.
So then I'm listening the whole time and trying to pick apart things. I'm an audiobook girly. I ADHD and 2 crazy kids.
Yeah.
I don't have time. But then the whole time I'm like, I don't believe what you're saying. Maybe you're saying this. How can I take this the other way? And then I don't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
So this one I did a little bit more because I didn't see it coming as much, but I was surprised. But I had to like normally like I would read one of her books and then I needed like 2 or 3 books to be a palate cleanse because I would almost get into a reading slump.
Yep.
Because of it.
Totally.
And it's not anything personally against her. I think like it's just not for me sometimes. But this one I really, really did enjoy. But yeah, I feel like she's one of those authors that like it could put me in a reading slump.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. I think all of those points are really fair. Please, if you're sitting on the Zoom and you're like, oh shit, I didn't really like this book, like that's also okay. Okay. Like you don't need to be worried about that. So you're safe. Everybody's good. Because I really could see how it might be a little too much sometimes. You know what I mean? So maybe it just like has to hit in the exact right spot. But everybody's kind of feeling a little bit different, I think, so far, which is really exciting to see. But
that's why I said I hated it and wanted to poke my eye out with an ice pick. And I would have never finished this if I wasn't reading this for a book fair. I hated it. I've been finished with it for about 2.5 weeks. So I've read 2 other books in between there that I really enjoyed, but I hated it.
Oh my gosh. Wait, who's speaking right now?
Yeah, ma'am. What's your name? I gotta like say hi.
My name is Lori Ann, Loriann, and I'm from Virginia, and I teach school too.
All right, girl. Well, listen, you are very safe here with that opinion. Don't you worry about a thing. Thank you for sharing. I definitely appreciate your honesty. I think a lot of people definitely do. Jennifer is up next on my screen.
Hey, this was one where I couldn't get the audio because it was like super on hold at Libby, and it wasn't like on Hoopla or anything, and I didn't really feel like spending a bunch of money on the Audible because I already had the physical copy from Book of the Month. So I actually had to sit and read the book instead of doing like the immersive experience that I've gotten myself used to.
Yeah.
So I was literally like, I think my eyes were moving so fast taking in the words because I wanted to know what happened.
Yeah.
And my husband was like watching YouTube videos on the couch in the living room while I was reading it. And I was just like, I think I said WTF out loud like multiple times. And I mean, I rated it 5 stars. I typically I don't reread books. And I typically, when I'm done with a book, I'll sell it on the Pango app, and like recycle that money into more books.
Right. Girl math.
So I think I'm keeping this one because I think I loved it that much that I might like reread it at some point. And it's kind of one of those things where I kind of want to like anybody else that I know that likes to read thrillers. So I want to like shove it in their face and be like,
Yeah.
read this. But the only other book I've read by her was His and Hers, and I read that like I want to say like 3 weeks ago, so my husband and I could watch the show.
Yeah.
And I did like that one a lot. I think I rated it maybe 4 stars, but this one to me was a total 5-star. But it was like it was whiplash, like everybody has said. Like I was just like, what? Excuse me? Wait a minute. Like it was that good to me. And I just kind of love a book that makes you like scream out loud. Like the only other one that I've read like that has done that to me is like The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Like I was actually like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I love this one. Yeah. That's all I got.
Oh, I love hearing that too. No, that is really like the best ever. And I'm gonna say this, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of feel like I wish I wouldn't have listened to the audio, which I don't usually say. And I wanted to kind of like try a little like almost like an experiment with this. And I was running out of time, let me be honest. So like the audio helped me along. But I read the first half with my physical copy. And then the second half of the book, I switched to the audio. And typically I don't do that. Like typically I'm kind of like either all audio or all physical. But I really was more into it, I think, when I had the physical copy in front of me. And that is not always the experience that I have. So now I'm kind of thinking in my head, like, I wonder if I should have just, like, would I have had a different experience if I just read the physical copy? And I almost feel like it would have been more like, what? Like, oh my God, if I'm like actually turning the pages. So the audio was good, like the actual audio itself, but I just wonder if it maybe wasn't the best choice for me, like for this specific book. But I don't know. I definitely think it can go either way.
Okay, I'm in the dark. I don't know if you
girl.
can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I did the audio. It was a weird experience.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Like it's a cinematic, like I hear her running was weird.
Yeah.
I just had
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, it was definitely different for sure. All right, I have lots of hands up. I see all of you. First up on my screen, is it Iman? I want to make sure I say your name correctly. Can you say your name for me?
Yes, you said it correctly, actually. That's how you pronounce it.
Woohoo! Awesome. Hello.
This is my first time in this meeting ever. I found you through Facebook/TikTok, and I'm like, okay, this is something I could vibe with.
Yeah, girl.
And I'm so glad I ended up joining because this is my first Alice Feeney book on top of that.
Okay,
and
cool.
I actually did enjoy this one, and I'm still like, I annotate like my book, if you can tell. And, I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. I'm almost done with it, but I'm loving it so far. And I'm kind of a slow reader. That's why it took me a while to get the book, because I got it through Book of the Month, and it took them a while to ship it to me because they had some delays for some reason.
Yeah, I heard that.
But right now it's like whiplashing me, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I know.
Like my brain is
Yeah.
like bamboozled at this point.
Whiplash is exactly the right word, because
There you go.
yes, whiplash is exactly I think how so many of us felt.
Well, and you know what's funny is I'm like, you guys are saying whiplash like it's your favorite thing ever. Like you just love whiplash. And I'm like, I kind of experience whiplash and I'm like, I need a minute here. Like, I think that can be taken kind of one way or another with this book and just in general. But, I'll be curious to kind of hear just like what you thought, was that a good thing for you or not a good thing for you? But it can go either way for sure.
Good thing for me. So it's a good thing. It's going right now still, but it's like I'm like, okay, this is my first Alice Feeney book, and I was nervous at first reading it because let's be honest, I've been reading a lot of Frida McFadden at first.
Oh,
You know?
girl. Mm-hmm.
So someone told me that she was a little similar the way how she writes thrillers, you know? And I'm like, okay, so I'm dipping my toes in another territory, but it's still thriller, you know?
Totally.
Which is something I love. So that's where I'm at with it, but I'm trying to connect all the dots.
Yep.
So it's giving me that good whiplash.
Well, good. I'm so glad to hear that. No, yeah, and keep going. And if you start to hear any spoilers, mute us. Just mute, because we don't want to ruin it for you, for sure. But we are going to be yapping, I have to say. I do have to say. I see Mindy is up next on my screen. Hey, girl.
Hey. Too, so I'm so excited.
Yay.
So I have been reading Alice Feeney since like 2018, 2019, when she came out like around her second book. I would definitely describe her books as like popcorn thrillers. Like I don't expect it to be like a life-changing experience, but it's like enough, it's exciting.
Sure.
So I've read all of her books, I think, except for one.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like I get really into her books when I'm reading it, and then a week later, I completely forget everything that happened, or they start running together.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like with this one, like I know I read it in probably like a day or two, but I keep thinking back to like Beautiful Ugly. Like I get the two, and they're totally different. So I have no idea why.
Yeah.
And then I do have to say her second book, if anybody has read it, I forget what it's called. It's like, I have to look it up, but it's like one of the worst books I've ever read in my life is her second book. And I think it's called I Know Who You Are. And I still think about that book today. I think I gave it maybe like 1 or 2 stars.
Yeah.
And I read it back in like 2020. I'm like, maybe I should bump it up to 5 stars just because I hated it. And I still think about it.
Yeah.
6 years later.
What is your favorite Alice Feeney so far, since you've read so many?
Probably the OG, like the Sometimes I Lie. I think it was just like, that was a good gateway into like thrillers for me. Like when I got back into reading, like when I finished my master's degree and started getting back into reading for like fun again.
Yeah, no, I totally get you.
I think that was like the first book where I was like, oh, okay, I like this. So definitely I hope more of her books actually become like mini series, because I think that they definitely play out that way.
Yeah.
Somebody put in the chat that they like wished that it went like a sci-fi kind of route, and I completely agree with that. I think it would have been cool for it to go that way, kind of similar to how like Riley Sager did it with one of his books, to kind of have like completely different from her other books. I think that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think those are really good points for sure. Is it Roisin? Girl, I know it's late where you are. I know it is the middle of the night over there.
It's 12:30, half past midnight here.
Girl! Oh my gosh. What are you doing up?
I just had to. I couldn't miss this meeting.
Oh my gosh.
I always
what
try
are
to
your
stay awake
thoughts?
for them, and I never can.
I
I'm
know.
always like, the time difference is just, I've always fallen asleep waiting on the
Okay, well, maybe a 7 o'clock is a little better than an 8 at least for you.
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely. I can make
welcome. We're so glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here again. I've only made it to one meeting before now, so I was so excited I could make it to this, and I kept saying to my husband, I was like, no, I have to stay up for this.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you liked the book, if that is part of the reason why you wanted to come.
I love it. And I think what you were saying about, you finished that like 15 minutes ago and your head was spinning, but I finished it like 2 weeks ago. My head is still spinning. Like I still can't get my head around it. And like, I don't know about anybody else, but trying to explain this book to people,
Yeah.
I can't. Like when I was reading, I'm trying to explain to my husband, like, oh my God, this has happened and this, and he's looking at me like, I cannot, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then I'm recommending it to so many people, but they're like, oh, like what about? And I'm just like, I can't even say without either spoiling
Yeah.
it or
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense when you try and explain it, but it's just, you just have to read it. It was so good.
Yep. No, I'm with you. And it was yeah, for me, I'm still trying to put together like the characters and like, oh my God, wait, we're literally all connected here somehow, but like what, like really just there's our whiplash word. Like I want to use it. I'm just like
Yes.
all over the place. So no, I'm totally there with you. I see so many hands up, which is so amazing. I do just want to like get some plot questions maybe going too. So you guys can absolutely keep your hands up. But I want to see like what are we thinking about? I literally feel like I need like a 30-second explain this to me like I'm five. Like uh, I don't know, like what did we get out of this book? Like what did this like how did the dots all connect in your head, I guess? Or like what was the moment that you were like, "Oh my God, like this is what is happening?" Because I like after this meeting, I swear to you, I'm gonna literally be like writing a chart. Like that's what I need to do in order to like fully process all of these things. So, I mean, is anybody like a master with this plot? Like they feel like they got it on lock and they can explain.
I was so an earmuffs for anyone that didn't finish. I
Oh
was
yeah. Oh yeah.
so
Spoilers. Spoilers.
I'll try not to. I'll be like as
Thank you,
general as I
Lauren.
can.
I feel like
I was
you can do spoilers, but
yeah,
spoilers.
spoiler.
You.
I was so like enthralled with the entire plot that when we met, what's his face is I just forgot the name of the police officer. I'm sorry. Like the oh, thank you very much.
Oh yes.
The police officer's wife. I didn't even think that she'd like have any other like a plain Jane. I was like, she's not gonna come back. Who gives a shit?
Right, right,
Sorry.
right,
And
right.
I was like, she's not gonna be anything. It's just this like to kind of show the juxtaposition of his life and that there was something about him that I felt like we were missing. And then we find out he has a daughter, and I was like, okay, like that's her point. And then I put it in the chat and we were talking about it on Patreon. I thought the last chapter was like like a thank you page or like a here's about the book. I almost didn't read it. And then I started reading the paragraph. I'm like, wait a minute. So I think like it for me, the book did such a great job with the plot of like just when I thought I was going to understand it, there was another twist and then another little twist. And then by the end of it, I'm like, okay, I've got this. And then this character, yeah, literally a plain Jane that I didn't think we'd have to pay that much attention to ended up because like I went to go type in Patreon at the end, like, hey, are we ever going to find out this? I'm like, of course we did. Of course. So I just like that, just like I literally shut the book and went, wow.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show like it was almost a lesson to me. Smaller characters that you're not really sure. I should start paying more attention because not every book, but I did just love how really, except Sarah brought up a really good point about the sister, but like really no stone left unturned here.
Yeah, I have in the chat. That's what the only stone that was not turned was, I feel, was the sister that she was on the hill during the parade and dressed in a skeleton costume. And she said the pub had a power outage, even though that's their busiest day of the year, like in the off season. And she was like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm just here." And the brother was suspicious, but let it go. And so then when we found out it was plain Jane, I actually went back and read and was like, did I miss something about Maddie? But it just seemed really like sus that she was on the hill of the house when everything was happening. Just really odd to me. So I like really liked the book, but at the end I felt like there were so many plot things she needed to wrap up, which she did super quickly with the exception of that one.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Like I saw some of the things coming, but when it came to the sister and then like I was thinking, oh well, she knows that she was the one who's sold, her grandmother sold the restaurant from her, and like she put all two and two together, and like so she was going to be the one, but then she didn't go anywhere with it. And then I feel like she rushed through Gabriella, the daughter. I feel like she rushed through her too. So like some of these plot holes all nailed together with, how they all knew each other and how it all came together. But like the sister and then Gabrielle, like all of a sudden she jumps out of the car and then, oh, she's living somewhere being taken care of, but that's not what the dad wanted. So why, like,
yeah. I think that's the whiplash that we all experienced where we were like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, and as great as it was, because I actually really did enjoy the book, at the same time, I was like, wait, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
It felt like some things were rushed. And I think that's the effect of the whiplash that we all probably experienced. So.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely I really feel like I have to think very hard when I am reading an Alice Feeney book, which is not always my favorite, I do have to say, but that's what it felt like for me. Reading was like I couldn't read it at night when I was tired. Like I
Yeah.
had to know, I'm like, I gotta be fully in it, which is maybe why I messed up a little bit with audio because I like to do like you should have actually seen me. I was sitting like on the foot of a bed by myself in a room with my AirPods. I'm just like staring at the wall, like trying to process. Like I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't nothing. So I swear, I'm like standing here like, oh my God, I'm like still processing all of this that's happening. So I guess that's a sign of a good book, honestly. I'm just still trying to put it all together.
One thing that I noticed, and it made me think, okay, something's about to happen, is when they were talking about the little girl's paintings. And now she's like, and I haven't read it in a while, but she's like, if she does a wolf, she's happy, or she does a bird, she's happy. And I'm like, I know her dad's last name and her mom's, so I was like, something's about to happen.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And listen, there's something about a girl in an institution who's not talking. I'm like, I have read this book before. I know something's
Yep.
going on here. Like, what are we doing here? So there was I was drawing a lot of parallels from like other books that I love.
Yeah.
It also was giving a little bit of The Measure. Did anybody else think that with like the boxes and the string and the date of the death? I was like, interesting.
Yes, I
That's
thought the
interesting.
exact thing. Yes,
Mhm.
The Measure was so good.
Yeah, definitely like very different, of course, but it was the same kind of concept. And I think like a really interesting whole thing we could go down a whole rabbit hole of that for sure.
That's on my TBR. I have it sitting on my bookshelf waiting to be read.
Yeah, The Measure is one that people really have strong opinions about one way or another. They either really like it or they really, really hate it, in my experience. So I don't know. But why don't we get to some hands again? I see, is it Litzy?
Yes, let's see. First
Hey,
time
girl.
here. Hi. So I know you guys are talking about like the dots connecting and everything. The dots did not connect for me at no point of the story. This is my second book by her. I read Rock, Paper, Scissors, and I enjoyed that a lot more because I feel like everything made so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was just too much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, from the beginning to like the middle of the story, I felt like I was really sucked into the book
Mm-hmm.
towards more like the 60 to like me finishing the book. I feel like she kind of lost me a little bit
Okay.
because I already felt like there was just so much happening and I knew more was coming. I felt like the ending was underwhelming to me, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't a fan, but it could be too because I had a 6-star read right before I started reading this book. So right when you have a 6-star read, the next book you read, it's like you are holding it to like this really high expectation. But yeah, I feel like it just really didn't do it for me.
Yeah, what was your heavy hitter there? What was your 6-star read?
My 6-star read was Days You Were Mine by Claire Leslie Hall, I think it is.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
He wrote Broken Country. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was reading that one literally the night before I started that book. I was reading Days You Were Mine. So that could have a lot to do with it too, that I was just holding it to really high expectations. But I'm excited for our next read because I loved Local Woman Missing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
It's really interesting to hear you say all of that because I still think Rock, Paper, Scissors is my favorite Alice Feeney book, even with My Husband's Wife. And I had some similar feelings that you did with My Husband's Wife, where I feel like I really was into it in the beginning, where I was kind of like taking my time. And then I did hit a point where I was like, I don't know if I like this, like all this going on. So yeah, very interesting points for sure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Lita, I see you next on my list. Hey, girl.
Hi guys. So my name is Alita, and I put Leedy in quotes because that's just like my childhood name. If anybody wants to ever shout it out, no problem. I went from it being an enjoyable read and like really looking forward to each chapter to being so confused and not liking it.
Yeah.
Like it was just too confusing. It was too many characters. And then with everybody, like I thought it was unrealistic that no one knew that Eden was like this copycat woman and no one in the town, even though she went to this bakery all the time. Like it just, I don't know, to me, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like I was just like, it just to me read like very unrealistic. And then when I got to the point where we found out that all of them were in on it, I was pissed. Because I was just like, at no point did oh my gosh, what's the husband's name? Harrison.
Yeah.
Harrison and Birdie, like they never, it was never a moment where we even would have guessed that they had known each other, much less been married to each other. And I don't know, it's just messy for me. I didn't, while it wasn't a 0 star, it wasn't a five, maybe like a 3-star read for me because it's like I want to enjoy the books I'm reading. I don't want to have to keep going back and rereading and just making sure that I'm not like crazy and making sure I understand the characters. So like after a certain point, I just wanted to be done with it so that I know how it ended.
Totally. And I think that like you bring up a good point and it makes me think of like books can hit differently no matter like depending on when you read them. Like maybe this was just if you have a lot going on and you're like trying to process 30 million other things and you're trying to read this book, I feel like that could be a really hard thing to do versus like, one of our popcorn thrillers or just a quick, easy read. Like I personally am not going to consider this to be a quick, easy read. Like even though it was quick, I think it went very fast. I feel like this requires a lot of thought just to put all the pieces together. And sometimes I get to the end of these kind of books and I'm like, okay, well, I definitely missed that. Like I didn't remember or I didn't pick up on it. So maybe worth a reread someday. Yeah, I think somebody already said that, but just still a lot to take in for sure. Yeah, what about before we get to some more hands, like what are we thinking of other like plot related things? Like what did you guys really love? What were the pieces that you really liked in the plot? What were the pieces that you were like you didn't think we needed it or something like that? Or were there characters that you were into more than others? Like, where did you kind of go with that?
I loved that it started out with the character that like we thought we were rooting for, and then we realized we kind of weren't. And I mean, obviously, like there were so many twists and turns, but I loved that even re-listening to it today because I again had the whiplash, but I think that it was so interesting hearing it because you're like, no, wait, this girl's not crazy. Like we know that she's not crazy. Like you want to believe her, you want to be on her side. So you're like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
And I loved that there was that twist where it's like, no, it was actually all a conspiracy theory basically against her, but I thought that was really something that I liked about the book because again, the whiplash, sure, but it was really interesting to almost like re-listen to it and hear and be like, you're rooting even from even though I know what happened, I went back and listened. I'm like, I'm still rooting for her almost. So it was very interesting to like have that conflict. So
yeah, it's like unreliable narrator, but also then like you gaslighting yourself. You're like, am I right? Yeah,
And
so
I
that's
think that like
powerful.
a lot of these books these days have the unreliable narrator. Like
Mhm.
that's kind of a theme of what's been
Sure.
happening lately. But with like books that I've been like seeing and reading lately, but this one really felt like different because she actually was reliable, you know, like in a
Right.
sense. Like so you're like, wait, what the heck is going on? So anyway, I'll let other
Yeah.
people speak because I know that I've kind of spoken a lot today.
No, that's okay. No, we appreciate. I know it's a little complicated to navigate with everybody, but I appreciate everybody trying so much. So thank
Can
you.
I add something really quick?
Of course, yes.
Like something that really bothered me, someone, I forgot what they said in the chat, but just brought it up. Like the date of death stuff was like
Yeah.
really weird for me. But then it was like, spoiler, but like it turns out like the husband and Birdie were married the whole time. So if they had supposedly came up with this whole plot, for that to happen, why wouldn't he have said something to her, or why wasn't it mentioned when she went to go get her date of death, like screening or whatever, and he knew she was there, like he saw it. I think it mentions like he watched the video of her like
Chris,
being,
100%.
yeah.
100%. I felt the same
I was
exact
like,
thing when she went to his office,
yes,
right? And I'm like, wait, if they were married, why did she go to the Thanatos office and
yeah,
he saw her and it was narrated so differently? I was
yes.
like, how did
He
that
didn't.
happen? 100%
We
agree
never
with you on that.
revisited that. The only
I
part we
thought she
revisited was that he saw
I,
it and he knew.
I
I
thought she
thought you
didn't met
didn't
him
know.
in the no, she met another doctor, like an actor,
No,
because
she,
Harrison.
yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
he didn't
video
know he owned that
camera in
company. He
the exam room.
didn't own the company when they were married, though. No.
Yeah, and I don't
So,
think he ever
but the,
disclosed to anybody who the CEO of the company was, and
So
like I
so
think
he's
that was
lying to his
widely known.
wife the whole time?
Yeah.
he
I
didn't
think
own it
so.
when they were married, and then later on, when they came up with this plan, he just didn't disclose that to her.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's weird to me that supposedly the plan was already in play at that point, or maybe it wasn't. But even then, like when he sees her show up, like here's the police, I'm the police, I'm a detective, this and that. Like I don't know, it was just weird. Like it wasn't brought up with between like again, like
Yeah.
because
But
they were
even the
supposedly working
plot
together.
twist where she's not the new
The other
detective, like she's
detective.
never actually hired. Like there was so much in this book. It's like
Oh
Alice
no,
Meany didn't even know where she was going with it herself. It's like she's
that
going
was
this way, and then she's
yeah.
like, no, actually, she's not going to be a detective at all.
That's
It was
actually
just so
exactly what it
much.
felt like. That is what it
Yeah.
felt like.
That plot didn't make sense at all for me. Like how you appear in a police station and you say you are the detective and no one contradicts you. Like it's only one officer in the whole police
Yeah.
station,
Well,
and
there
it's like
was.
nobody
How did she
supervised.
know?
Nobody knew.
It doesn't make sense. So when
Yeah.
he read those text messages for me, I was like, no, I think I missed half of the book. Something happened here. I need to reread the book, I think.
I
I
think
think that
maybe
last chapter we could all just reread and
I
it
was
would just tell the entire plot.
literally like I think
Yes.
we're all
The
realizing right
more
now
we
that we're all
discuss,
like,
the more I get confused.
yeah, exactly right. Like maybe this is actually making everything worse. Our book club meeting.
I liked this book until we started to Zoom, and now I'm like, actually,
Oh my
I
gosh.
need to
Well,
rethink my
hey,
writing.
at least it's not just me. That makes me feel better.
And
Oh my
also,
God.
just how likely is it that a police cruiser that's going out to search for a missing girl actually hits her? And
Mhm.
I know reading a thriller, you have to suspend disbelief. Okay,
Yeah.
I know that, but like, really?
The
No,
fact
but
that
he
it was
did
for
hit
the police
her.
cruiser and nobody else saw it and she got away with that for that many years, like come on.
And she was
Yeah,
thrown
and the
over
other
the banister and then moved 4 hours later. That blood could not have been that
No,
red or fresh. I
and
mean,
if there's an active search going on for this little girl, how did nobody see that? Or like right in front of her house, supposedly.
No, that's the part that really bothered me as well, was like it really I for the most part enjoyed the book, but it did really bother me when they were talking about that was like that she moved the body out there and stuff, and that she knew exactly when she was going to make the turn so she could send the text right at that moment, and that she just happened to pull up and stop right so that she like tapped her daughter but didn't hit her or whatever. I was like, okay, that's a
I
little.
don't think
But then I
Eden
think part of
called
that
her.
was
I don't
there
think
some.
Eden called her until she actually had that all positioned. And then Eden called to say that she was missing. So I think she had already staged everything and then called. And because, the mom, she was actually the detective, she was the first on scene. Like she hits the bike and never sees the girl. That was how I took it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Eden staged all of that before she actually made the call to say that she was even missing.
I just want to jump in. This is one of the plot holes that I was trying to figure out, because the story is right that Birdie thought she hit her daughter, but then it turns out that Eden staged it. But then when we get to Gabrielle's chapter, she never mentions any of that. Like, she doesn't mention that she hated Eden because she was like afraid of her, or she pushed her over the banister or whatever. She was just like, she's okay. But what I got from her chapter was that she wasn't okay with anybody who was taking time away from her dad, like taking attention away from her dad. So to me, I was like, did Eden even do it? Are we all just like blindly believing that this is the story that happened? Because in Gabrielle's chapter, she didn't even talk about it. So it was just, that was like one of the plot holes that I was like, okay, so did she do it or not, or what's happening here?
Yeah, and I think
Someone
part
tell
of
me
that.
who we're rooting for. Like, who is the like really? Like
None of them. They all suck.
No,
They
I'm
all
for
suck.
life at the end.
The dog.
Or just
I expected the end.
husband. So there you go.
I'm
sitting here and I'm like, who's the good
Yeah.
guy? I don't know.
They're
Well, I
all
was
terrible
rooting
people.
for
They are
Sunday.
all terrible people, genuinely.
Yeah, I was rooting for Plain Jane, but then that last chapter, I was like, oh, never mind.
Sunday.
No,
Someone in the chat said Sunday. Sunday the dog. That's who we're rooting for.
This is crazy.
I was
my
expecting for Plain Jane to do something. I knew she wasn't that angel face. I knew it.
You're suspicious of her.
I read too many Fridas to believe what we see on the first page. Like
That's true. That is definitely true. Kim, what do you think? And I see you up there with your hand up.
Well, I had to chime in because my friend and I went to go see her at one of her US
tell us everything.
and it was fascinating. I will say I'm a huge Alice Meany fan, aside from the one Mindy was talking about. I Know Who You Are. Don't even bother. It's terrible. And I say that with loving everything else that she's done.
Okay.
And so my friend and I went, and for everybody wondering about talking about the film adaptation, she said it is getting an adaptation and it's already everything's already been signed. It's happening.
Oh, wow.
Done by the same production company that did All Her Fault. So I'm super excited to see how they handle all of this. Because I definitely need to see it play out.
Yeah.
And she did give a spoiler that there was a secret door. So I kind of had that in the back of my mind the whole time of so when they kind of started talking about tunnels, I was like, okay, I'm getting there. But the funniest part was, I mean, she was so quirky and so cute. And the whole time I was like, I just love her. She's just so funny. Her like wit and one-liners and little comebacks were just so pleasant. We had such a great.
That's cool.
And I thought too, I wonder if this is just kind of a script for her. Like, do all interviews sound like this? And so I went and looked up some of the YouTube videos, which I should not have done. It's like never meet your favorite actor, you know, because it was a little bit just like rinse and repeat. I was like, I wanted to feel special. Like I thought those little bits were for me, but turns out one of the most interesting things that she said was that when her characters get very loud, she said she's got 13 books written already, and because she just has to get them out of her head. And she said when her characters get super loud in her head, she feeds them, literally feeds them. She will go to a restaurant and order what she thinks they would eat, whether or not she likes it. Y'all, my friend and my friend does not, she'd never even read an Alice Feeney book. I just said, hey, want to go, like, pick a city, go with me. Let's go. Let's make it a super quick one night. We'll go Spirit. We'll make it cheap. Like, let's just want to come. And she was in. And so we left and my friend looked at me and she goes, is she okay? And I was like, I don't know.
I don't think any of them are. Like, how could you possibly be? Really? Like,
I ask that question about John Mars all the time. I'm like, are you okay?
Think of every thriller author that you know. Like Lucinda Berry, you good, girl? Like all of them.
Psychologist. Like she was a psychiatrist. And so a lot of Lucinda Berry's books are about client interactions and things. But it was just, I mean, it was fascinating. It was so fun. Her husband's name is Daniel, and for every little thing she would, Daniel, come here, and he would come running over and like, what do you need? He was just so sweet, so golden retriever energy. I don't know, I'm glad we went. We had a great time. We got our books signed. It was great. Very, very interesting time.
Eye-opening, if you will. It sounds. Well, thank you for that insight, because I'm going to be thinking about that now. Just, it's going to be living rent-free in my head. All of those little tidbits about Alice Feeney. Oh my gosh. Tanika, did I get that right?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry to I know I'm like calling.
Find the non-mute button. My child's iPad down a little bit because he likes to listen to it on full blast. Aww. This is my first time, so I'm super excited. So something for me, reading the book, I thought there was going to be more to do with the company, like the death date stuff. I thought there might be like a little bit of a sci-fi twist. I was kind of almost expecting like a clone situation with like the Eden thing in the beginning. I don't know if anybody else thought maybe it was going that way a little bit. I was like, maybe he like cloned her or something. I don't know, but I kind of was confused on all of that and how it I thought it would play into the plot more, and it just really didn't. But I don't know. I liked the book. I read it in like less than 24 hours, and I don't know. I thought there were a lot of twists and turns, but now that we're talking through it a little bit more, I originally gave it 4 stars, and I would probably drop it down to a 3 just because as I'm like trying to reflect on things, I'm like, yeah, you're right. That didn't really make sense. So, but yeah.
I actually totally agree with you too with the Thanos situation, like the death day. I really like, as soon as I feel like if you're gonna put that in a book, like, isn't that kind of a very specific and important piece? Like that's what it kind of felt like to me. And then I'm almost like waiting for that to become more of a thing, and it never really did, I thought. So I'm totally there with you. I was a little thrown, like, why did we have it? Did we really need it? Maybe it would have been better if we went down that road. I don't know.
Right. And it was introduced so early on too. So it felt like, okay, this is going to be something that means something throughout the book. So I completely agree with both of you, where it's like, what are we doing with this? It could have been any company. It really could have been. So the fact that it's something that is a really interesting idea and really profound, like, oh my gosh, like we've never heard of something like this before. And then it just fell off. Was kind of crazy that it just didn't manifest into something else.
Yeah, and I would say if you want more of that, you should read The Measure. Anybody who hasn't read The Measure, because that's pretty much the whole entire story of that book. So that's
Ooh,
why I thought I
feel
knew
like
it was going to happen.
I feel like Dark Matter too is
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point too. That's
Yeah.
a great one too. Okay, if your name starts with a U and you have your hand up, you need to tell me how to say your name first, and then we would love to hear from you.
Hi, I'm Apasna. First time
Hello.
joining. Hi, it's nice to meet you all. I have such a different opinion than a lot of you. I thought that this author was like, what plot twist can I throw in here now that's going to make everyone be like, what just happened? And I like every time something happened, and especially like with the girl, the daughter, like escaping from this, like, what kind of security is this? You know, like she just like leaves in the middle of the night and like
Yeah.
gets in someone's car and like, oh, they'll never know. And then like everything that happened, I was like, what's happening here? So I wanted to love this book. I was like, when I read the synopsis, I was like, this is my kind of book. And then every time I read something, I was like, this is just not my jam. So I wish I loved it more.
Fair. So fair. I think, have you read any other Alice Feeney books?
I read Rock, Paper, Scissors. Yeah, I read I'm sure I read several others in the past. I don't remember. I read a lot of thrillers. So I remember liking that one more. And I remember kind of getting that one and being like, oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, I get it.
Right.
This one, I was just like, by the time we got to like the end, and I didn't understand this whole like this company, like where does this tie in?
Sure.
Like what's going to happen with this? This has to be something. And then every little twist, like, oh, we were married. I'm like, what? Like now you guys were married? Like,
Yeah.
and then I had to like go back. I'm like, am I, because I did audiobook also, and I was like, did I miss a chapter? Like, did I
Yeah.
skip through something? So yeah, I just felt like this author was kind of like all over the place and just trying to give us thrills, and almost like they wanted the, you know, the reviews to be like thrills on every chapter, thrills on
Yeah.
every corner and whatnot. And I just felt like I couldn't get into it. So
Yeah.
I wanted to love it more. I didn't, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I think those are all really fair takes. And I really think, like, not to dissuade anyone's opinion one way or another, but I do think I'm going to be landing like somewhere along those lines of like, perhaps it was a little too much. I don't know. I don't know. Just me. Kerrigan, what do you got?
Hey everybody, this is my first time too.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
good, girl.
okay. And I'm sorry for the dark screen, but I have no power, no water. But
Are you okay?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, no, we're
You need
fine. We have a
anything?
no, we have a generator, and so we have like the essentials like plugged in, and we got a bunch of bottled water. So yeah, we're
And
good.
you're on, listen, if you need to go, like, don't
No,
waste
no,
your
it's fine. Like
power.
I actually have been like looking forward to this all day long.
Okay.
Like because I
Where
missed the
where are
last one. I
you?
missed the first one. No, so I'm good. So I have, I have a lot to say, so I'm going to try to like make it short and sweet, but just kind of going back with like all the plots and twists. Like I actually did start listening to this on audio. I was actually driving out to the Hudson Valley. My brother lives in Beacon.
Cool.
So I was driving out to the Hudson Valley and 4 hours from Massachusetts, and I actually had to go back and reread what I listened to in the car because I was so confused.
Wow.
But I also finished it on Saturday morning at just sitting in the chair. Like, thank God my daughter was distracted with her cousins because I'm just sitting in the chair ignoring everybody. And I have not picked up another book since then. And like, because I just can't. My mind's just so frazzled with everything. But yeah, kind of going on the whole character thing, like since I haven't really picked up another book since Saturday morning, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was trying to figure out like kind of what everyone was saying about the characters, like who could have been left out or what part of the story could have been left out. And then also just kind of listening to what everyone's saying, like I don't know. Like I feel like every character and every part played some kind of role in the plot. And so like if they were left out, it might not have made sense. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, totally. I think you guys are like you're just pulling the thoughts from my brain. Like, thank you for doing that because I'm sure you're like, is Abby okay? Like, I'm just like, like, duh, over here. Like, I'm really just putting it all
Yeah.
together.
Well, I also thought maybe there was like it could have been like a couple separate stories. Like it felt like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a teacher too. I'm a reading and ESL teacher. So like I, talk about plot and character development all the time. And I just kind of felt like it was too much. Like it could have been several different stories.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair too, for sure. What about if you guys like kind of jumping in here with another thing to think about before we get to some more hands? What did you like love about it? Like, I want to hear if you are just like a yes, this is like my new favorite. I absolutely love it. Like, because seriously, I'm not kidding. The only thing I heard before our meeting was nothing but 5-star reviews. Like, best book ever, loved it so much. So, I mean, did anybody like have that experience? Do you guys just feel like this is the best 5 stars? Like, what are your
I
thoughts?
wouldn't say like best book I've ever read, but I did like that I really enjoyed it. I put it like
Same.
4. But I did really like that I felt that there was a good balance between it being plot driven but also character driven. Like I was really invested in what was happening plot wise and the twists of it. And I kind of like that I didn't like love any character, but I was like so defensive of Eden in the beginning. And then
Yeah.
by the middle, I'm like, where should my loyalty be?
Yeah.
I agree with half the group. It should be with the dog, but like I like that there was that balance there, and it wasn't not that it's wrong if it's ever like I felt like the Mad Wife was so character driven, which was
Totally.
beautiful and like really made sense for that book. But I do feel, and what I think helped me read it so quickly and stay so invested was the balance of where the development was happening, whether it be plot or character. Like much more sped up at the end, but I felt like that was done really well.
Yeah, and I think like when the book becomes like what you just described, where you can't even trust, like the narrator becomes so unreliable that you can't even decide if you should or should not trust them. Like you almost weirdly become like a character, like you're like a ploy, like you're just being strung along in a way that's what's supposed to happen, right? With the writing. So that's always really cool too. I think that's a neat part of a story like this.
I agree. And I feel like it's like like in some of the more recent books that do that, they like gaslight you almost. And you're like, who am I supposed to trust? But like what Lauren was saying, I do think that this was I really loved this book. I really did. This was a 5-star for me.
Cool.
So, and I know others like definitely disagree, and I totally get it because again, I'm the one who said the whiplash is so severe. But I also really liked it because it made me not just I think that like Lauren said, like the development of each character, you kind of don't know who to trust.
Totally.
But then at the same time, it's not the gaslighting that I've felt in other books where you're not trusting the narrator. You like everybody is saying their truth potentially,
Yeah, that's true.
So that's very different than a lot of books that are out there right now that do say that have that twist where you can't trust people or you don't know what's going on. But I feel like in this book, you actually, everyone is, again, they're speaking their truth.
Yeah.
So that was something that was very unique to what has been written lately, where I feel like the trend of books right now, especially in the thriller theme, is a narrator that you can't trust.
Yeah.
So that was something that was really stand outish to me. But I really enjoyed it. This was a 5-star to me. And I know again that some of you guys don't agree. It was like barely even a 2, but I really liked it. So, but I'll hand it over to the hands that are up right now.
No, absolutely. I'm glad that
I just wanted to say really quickly, because I did talk a lot about the character development and the plot, but I did originally rate it 4 stars, and I was thinking maybe going 5 stars, but the one thing I did like about it, and I love in a thriller, is it was so twisty and it was so and I couldn't put it down. And for me, that's like a good thriller that you like, you can't put it down.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I'm honestly like not sure. I mean, I liked it and I really, but I don't know. So I'm just kind of on the fence.
No, I get
because-
that. And yeah, that I agree with you. I really loved the ending of the chapters, how like, because I'm like CEO of, oh my gosh, I read 2 pages. Good job, Abby. You need a snack now, or you need to go do this now. Like, no, like I need to be like, keep it going. So I really liked how like almost every single chapter was like, wait, what did you just say? Like, I need to figure that out. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, like
you
you
can
wanted
say
to
what you want
continue.
about
You
this
didn't
book.
want to, yeah.
Yeah, but it was twisty. Like you can never say it wasn't twisty, that's for sure. Alina, what do you have in your brain?
Okay, so I just want to say I loved the beginning, and then I got really confused. Did anybody else thought that Carter, right? Is that what his name was?
Yes.
Yeah. Did anybody else think it was weird, like that he might have killed the grandma because again, he was the only cop and like he was and he happened to get the letter saying that she was going to die that day. Okay. Because I always thought I was like, are we going to come back to that? Are we going to talk about it ever again? Yeah.
So like, are we just to assume that that is what happened, do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I was very confused because I was like, maybe I missed something. Like, because I read it so quickly, I was like, okay, maybe I need to go back. But then I was like, do I really want to go back and see if I missed something? So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that was like, he seems suspicious about that whole thing.
Yeah, I think I would have liked a little bit more clarity on that, but maybe that's just so that we like continue to think of him in the way that we ended up thinking of him. Like, oh, this guy, I don't know about this guy,
Yeah.
Maybe. How about, Lauren in the chat? You would be correct. Yes, can't trust men in the books. That is correct. I think you are right. We might even be able to apply that to most things, but we don't need to get into that today. Solange, how about you? Hey, girl. You got this.
Sorry, that's a burn.
Hey!
Hi. So this was my first Alice Feeney book. And I have notes, so that's what I'm looking at. So overall, I thought it was very entertaining, but it wasn't for me. I gave it a 3-star, which is low for me because I love to give 5. But there were too many twists, too much going on. And I felt like a lot of holes. Like I had a lot of questions at the end. Like a lot was missing for it to be like a 10 out of 10 for me. And there was stuff that I thought was important. Like why, like you said, like why introduce it if you're not gonna end with it? Like something like thanks for wasting my time. But it was entertaining. Once I learned that it was the same person who did His and Hers, is that the name of the miniseries? I was like, oh, okay. I think someone else said it like it's like for shock value. And it's like at some point it jumps the shark so badly that you're like, this is not real. Like,
yeah.
Yes, it's not supposed to be completely real, but it was a little too much.
Yeah.
So 3. So, but this was a great experience. This is my first book with you.
Cool.
Looking forward to the next.
I love to hear that. Guys, I feel like I need to, like, when we're done here, I want to put in the Patreon, like a poll. 2 things in the poll. One is going to be, can a book be too twisty? And then the next one is going to be like, absolutely not. Like literally shake me around like a rag doll. Like, no, I want to be like crazy all the entire experience. Because I think this is a really interesting discussion of like our preferences. Because we love a thriller, but like some of us are like, please actually like whiplash me into the ground. And some of us are like, I don't know what's going on. So I think that's going to be an interesting comparison to make for sure.
Can I say one thing really quickly? I'm so sorry.
Of course. Hello.
So just going back to the Thanatos like sci-fi element, I couldn't help but notice the like well, Harrison reminded me of Elizabeth Holmes. And I don't know if anybody else thought that. The girl who had Theranos.
I did. I had this exact same thought.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm
They
so glad
very
I'm not the
similar
only
vibes.
one. I thought, oh my God, this guy's a scam artist. Like, I don't know. That's all I
I wonder
had
if
to
that was
say.
part of like her inspiration
I
for
kind of felt like
Thanatos.
I kind of felt that way.
Yeah. You're not alone, girl.
Okay.
And I think with that though, too, I think we all think that it should have almost been played up a little bit more. The fact that it stopped exactly where it was, it's like, wait, give us more of that if that's the direction. Because it could have been any company, technically. Like, when you think about it, it's like it could have been any type of company that they like kind of re-met at or something like that. So I feel like it was I wish there was, and I'm sure everyone else thinks this too, there was something else going on, or like there would have been more to that. So
Yeah, I definitely for sure think that could have been like
the
an
Theranos.
interesting route to go down.
Yeah, the Theranos thing, I feel like it's a dark matter. If you guys haven't read that book, it's a good one. But like it feels that esque, and then it just fell. It just didn't develop the way that it probably should have. So
No, totally. I'm with you. I have a couple more hands up too. I see Caitlin, and then we'll go Ricky, and then Lily.
Hey, this is my first meeting too, so I'm so excited. I pretty much agree with like everything that was said. It almost felt like Ozark or like Breaking Bad, where there's like no clear protagonist to where you're like, am I supposed to like any of these people?
Chaos.
I don't know. And then, oh, I'm talking to my friends. It's my daughter.
Hey, we're the friends. Hey.
But I felt like it almost seemed like unbelievable at some parts where like I'm like, okay, so this Mary person was supposed to be the caretaker of the of the spyglass, the grandmother.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but nobody in the town recognized her when she was like Eden. And then, but like the sister in the bar was like, oh, this is such a small town. Everyone knows everyone kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know. That seems kind of far-fetched for me. I did think the ending, like the last chapter, I thought it was really good. And I loved the play on the phrase, my husband's wife. I thought that because the whole time we're supposed to be thinking like my husband's wife was this Mary character, but then it really was plain Jane. So I liked that twist at the end. I did like that. I think I agree with most people. The more we discuss, I'm like, yeah, it was just a little too all over the place for me. I read it twice because I was like, am I dumb? Or are there just
at least
plot
once
holes?
a month when I'm reading? Literally, like I can't stress that enough. I'm like, well, I'm just definitely dumb.
Yeah. So, but overall I enjoyed it, and I like really enjoyed being a part of this book club and like the chats on Patreon. So
Yay, I'm so glad. Well, thank you so much for coming. And yeah, I think again, everybody, this is why I love this, because I just love to hear like all the points everybody wants to make, and it really helps me. Like, I don't know if you guys are the same, but I just love to hear what is in everybody's brains after reading the same book. Like, I guess that is literally what book club is. But like last month, with the Mad Wife, I feel like just a different experience, even with our discussion, I think you could see a difference. Sometimes it's literally just a thriller where we're like, I like this part, I don't like this part, this. So, it kind of is a little different all the time, but I'm definitely with you there. Ricky, hello.
Hi. Can y'all hear me? I don't know. This is my first time.
Yep.
Well, it's technically my second time, but the first time I was so late. So, this was my second Alice Feeney book. I read Rock, Paper, Scissors forever ago, so I truly feel like this was my first. I'm like unfamiliar with her style. I don't even remember Rock, Paper, Scissors. I know that's bad, but I'm one of those people who like reads a book and then the next day you ask me what it was about and I'm like, I don't know. Like I forget so fast. But with this one, I was excited because I felt like I gave it a 5-star. But see, now that we're talking, I'm like the rest of you. I feel like maybe it's a 4-star. I was so excited about all the twists and turns. I'm the kind of person that wants to be like shaken around like a rag doll because I don't want to figure it out in chapter 2. Like I want to, have to go through the journey of trying to figure out all the different things.
Yeah.
But the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, I don't remember that character or I don't remember that happening. So clearly, I have also forgotten a lot of that. When we first designated the book, that's when I read it. So I think maybe if I start reading the books right before our Zoom calls, that might help me. But
Yeah, I would recommend like actually 5 minutes before, like someone else I know, but soon, yes, it's usually helpful.
Literally the day that we designated it, I was like on it. And I do audiobooks, and so I listened to it within 2 days. I am a stay-at-home mom and I mop and vacuum literally every day because I have 3 dogs. So I listened to so many books, and I tried to pick up Anatomy of an Alibi after I finished this one. And I actually didn't have the bandwidth to start that one because it was also like so many moving parts.
Oh, good to
that
know.
that I was like, I think I've used all my brain power to like figure out this book. I had to read something. I had to read a popcorn thriller after that because I just needed to like not have to think.
Totally.
But but I mean, I gave it a 5-star, but again, I think it's a 4 now that we talk about it because there was a lot that I forgot.
Yeah, that's
So-
totally fair too. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Sometimes that happens in book club, and I think that I like will not rate a book that we read for book club
Yeah.
until we chat, because sometimes I think it can go either way. Like maybe it's going to get more stars, it's going to get less, just depending on the discussion. Or time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having this platform. This is so much fun.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, and thanks for being so sweet. Oh my
No,
God.
no. Thank you guys so much.
Lily, I see you up next, and then I see Paige and Maddie.
Hi. So, can you can hear me and everything good?
You're good, girl.
All right. I've got all kinds of animals here at my house. We have 6 pets. So if somebody starts barking or whining, I apologize in advance. But I found you on TikTok. So excited. And I had already read the book when I discovered you, and then saw, okay, it's for book club. And that was kind of what made me want to join, because I read the book and I was like, what the actual did I just read?
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked online to try to figure it out. And I'm like, okay, I still don't get it. And so, but I will say this, I love a good sci-fi kind of thing. And so even though I'd read other books of hers, like Rock, Paper, Scissors and His and Hers and all of that, I was like, okay, maybe it's going to be really, really different. And somebody else said in the chat, it's kind of like, I was hoping for like a Blake Crouch kind of feel, because I love his. And so after we discovered that it's not that, I had to, and I was doing the audiobook, I just had to be like, oh,
yeah,
okay. And then just really take some time to like process, okay, this is a different book. I'm all right, fine, we'll see how it goes. And I kept wanting to like in my mind go back and be like, gosh, I would have really liked to have seen how it would have turned out if it was the Blake Crouch version.
Yeah.
So that was all pretty much with how that went. So yeah.
Sounds like somebody needs to write that version. Like, do we have any authors in the midst here? Because free idea.
Exactly.
Hello.
And I will say though, one more thing on that whole thing is that it was a little bit disappointing when he went in the house and, everything that was changed and it was all completely different. And I thought, well, how could they do all of that when she was just on a run? Like there was too many attention to detail
to
have that happen in such a short time, unless it was a sci-fi thing, which I was really excited about,
right? Like,
but didn't happen.
We're in a different universe. Like I could see where you were going with that for sure. Totally.
Yeah.
No, that could have been really interesting too. Definitely. Paige, Maddie, and then Leah is our last hand that I see. Miss Paige, what do you got?
Okay, so this was my first Alice Feeney 2. I originally gave it a 5-star after I finished it. And let me be honest, it was like my real early in the month of January, which I can still remember it because it was that twisty as we're saying.
I'm
Like
impressed by that. By the way.
I read 15 books in January, and it was probably like my sixth book. But
Amazing.
don't ask this month. This month is it's a slump. So I'm trying to get out of it. I just finished Night Road by Christine Hanna. That
Don't
emotionally-
even
I
get me
read it
started.
because I read it because you told me to, and I saw it, and I was like, I gotta read it. And then
Are you okay?
I need to take a break. So I might tell the husband I'm not reading. I need to watch Bridgerton because no, I need a break. So
Correct.
I liked the book. I rated it 5 stars, but then now that I'm thinking back, it was a lot. I liked little twists, but like it was like one after the other, and I was like, I don't know about that. And then
Sure.
now thinking back, I was like, no, I think I'm gonna change it to like from a 5 to a 4 because it's just so twisty.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was just so much going on. Now I'm really confused because I was like, wow, like what actually went on, you know?
Sure.
I'm like, oh, yeah, but then that happened. It's just like
Yep.
back and forth. I felt like I was on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still feel like I'm on a roller coaster talking about it, but it's
Mhm.
okay. I was like, I don't know, but I'm back to a 4 now, so it's fine. I'm rating it a 4.
Well, it sounds like you made up your mind.
I did make
Okay.
up my mind. I did. But
Success.
I'm trying to get into her other ones. I started Beautiful Ugly, but it's kind of slow. So
I'm not gonna say a word.
Abby's got feelings
You're
about
talking
Beautiful Ugly.
about it to
I
the
got
wrong
it from
person,
the
I
book
think.
club, and I'm like, listen, or for the library, and I was like, I don't know, because I was like, well, if that book was good, is the other one's good? Because I haven't read anything else by her, and I was like, I don't know about
Right.
that. I
Yes.
think I'm gonna DNF it because it's really boring.
I would see how you would think that, like read another book by her, like it'd probably be good. Unfortunately, Beautiful Ugly was the book that put me in a 2-month reading slump last year. So
Yeah.
good
So
luck.
I think I'm gonna have to DNF that. Honestly,
Oh
it's
my
so
Paige,
boring.
I agree. Where I originally gave the book a 5 star, and then after this discussion, I'm like, maybe it was
Yes.
actually
I'm like, no.
not.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I
I kind
actually
of feel
did
like
have.
that too, but I also feel like I need to stick with my original. Like
That's
I
also
have so
true,
many
Jen.
feelings about it. I read
Yeah.
it so
Totally.
quickly that even if I like didn't like where it went,
Yeah.
like I just it kept me engaged. It made me want to talk about it.
Totally.
It made me
Yeah.
want to recommend
Absolutely.
it to people. And
I'm
that
thinking about
is
it
the class.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Because I did the same. I had my mom and my aunt were both reading it at different. They were reading at the same time, but I read it differently. And I was like, "You guys got to read it," which I'll still recommend it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might do it a 4. But that's
Yeah.
still really good.
You know what,
for me.
Paige? I'm right there with you. Like
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
feel the
originally
same.
I was like, this is a 5. I was like,
Yes.
again, the whiplash, like, okay,
Yes.
like this is great. But now I think talking with everybody, I'm
Mhm.
realizing like, wait, there are a few holes.
Yes.
But I'm
There's a few.
realizing
Yes.
I
But good
thought
to remember
about
too that like you don't no rating is correct, So
Mhm.
like you could even like
totally.
give yourself a little list. In January it was a 5-star rating. In February it was a 4-star rating. Like it literally doesn't matter. It's up to you,
True.
Absolutely. And I
That's
think
good.
that and I think that's exactly why this discussion is so fun because it's making me realize like, oh my gosh, wait, there were holes that like I
Mhm.
thought about, but because of the
my book killed
whiplash,
me. It's
sorry,
like
go ahead.
half one.
No, I totally agree with you. And I think like something to always think about is like it's the most fun. I have the same amount of fun when somebody loves a book and I can talk about a book when they love it with me, or when somebody's like, "You're freaking crazy. That's the worst book I ever read." Because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how is that possible? So it's always fun to have those kind of comparisons for sure. So please, if you're listening and you're like, "Oh my God, I loved this book and they're shitting
Mhm.
on it right now," like nobody's
Yeah.
right. I have to stress that enough.
It still
Okay.
was really good overall, though. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see
It's all
everybody thought.
subjective.
It's
That's
all
right.
over the place.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
Miss
love our
Maddie, you're up.
discussion.
Oh, Lauren, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, Maddie.
Lauren,
No, I was gonna say
hi.
they,
I didn't even see you tonight. You weren't even
no,
on my screen.
I didn't raise my hand, and then I was like, you know what? Just keep it down, girl. But Maddie and Leah have been waiting like an hour and a half, so I'm just gonna say real quick, like I just felt like I'm gonna stick with my original rating, and I love our chats and everything, but I'm like I gotta stick with me because like
You
if
have
I
to.
miss something, I'm sure, not if I missed something. I'm sure I missed something while I was reading slash listening. And I was one of the few that did like the audiobook. I just felt like it was so cinematic. Like when she was on her run and I heard the footsteps, like I was like, that's really cool. Like it was different than some other ones. But anyway, I was just like, I have to stick with my original rating because I could pick this thing apart once I talk to people that are much more intricate with all the details than I am sometimes. Like sometimes I'm just doing it and like listening and enjoying it, and then I'm like, oh shit, they're right. Like that doesn't make sense. But
I
in
support
the
that.
moment I enjoyed it and I was like, I rated it a 5, and now I'm like, I guess it probably could be a 3.5. I was like, I'm gonna keep mine.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, but anyway, I love our discussions and I just wanted to say hi. But anyway, okay, Maddie and Leah.
What's up,
Hi,
Maddie?
everybody.
Hey, girl.
So this was actually my first Alice Feeney book for me. I read it in one sitting, super quick. I couldn't stop. I couldn't put it
Wow.
down. I do have to say, in the first like 60% of the book, I was like, this is a 5-star read. This is great. I was enjoying it so much. And then the last half of it, I was like, okay, wait, there's too much going on. I felt kind of like my own FBI detective, like trying to string together everything that was happening. So I ended up around like a 3.5 star. And then another thing I wanted to say is I wish we heard a bit more about Gabriella's side, more of her points of view to kind of tie into everything as well. So yeah, that's just all I had to say. But I really enjoyed it, and I did audiobook and physical as well, and I really liked the audiobook as well.
Yeah, let me kind of, not to take back what I said originally, but I feel like I was being a little bit confusing because I agree totally with Lauren. And then what you said, Maddie, like I thought the audiobook was done really, really, really well. I just wonder if it didn't like click in my head the way I wanted it to. So like I think I still would recommend the audio because I love when an audiobook has those like cinematic elements to it. I think that really enhances your reading experience usually, but every now and then like an audio just doesn't click in my head like I want it to. So I think that was more of my thing, less of the quality of the audiobook. Leah, hey girl.
Hello. So I just had a couple of things. Earlier, you wanted to know what everybody loved about the book.
Yes.
And I loved Spyglass. I was like, can I go to this house?
Same.
Can I be reading the book in the room with like the vintage bookshelves? And then like I pop open the door and I walk down the tunnel and like go to the waterfall. That was like the
Amazing.
vibes and the scenery and like the whole town was like my favorite part of the book. The setting I thought was awesome. And then for me, like my initial reaction after I read it is I thought maybe I said to myself out loud, maybe that was too many twists. And I think one of the reasons why is when you're reading a book, and Alice Feeney is actually my first book of hers, she's such a popular author. Like as a reader, I want to put 100% trust in everything she's telling me. So I trust that she has all the plot points. I trust that when, she's kind of doing her sleight of hand thing, that it's grounded in some kind of like plot reality, I guess. And so in this book, I felt there were a couple times when she pulled the rug out from underneath me and she didn't lay the groundwork earlier. So a lot of you already touched on when she went to Theratos, I believe it was, and like she didn't know that was her husband's company. And someone mentioned that they kind of explained that, but I felt like he should have had some internal dialogue. She should have had some internal dialogue that laid the groundwork for that. So then when the reveal came later, it was like, oh, I knew that was coming. Whereas Frida isn't maybe as like as beautiful prose that she writes as Alice Feeney, but like you go back and like she laid the groundwork for that. Like you go back and you're like, she had me there. But with this book, I just didn't feel like I could trust Alice Feeney to take me somewhere that she had laid the groundwork for, I guess.
Interesting. No, I think that's a really like interesting perspective. And I know exactly what you mean. Definitely. Well, that is like helpful. All of this is helpful for me. I am going to need quiet and like alone time to figure out really where I'm at with my brain here. But like overall, I mean, it seems like, I don't know, anytime we have a read that we have a lot to say about the read, I feel like it's a
It was a
good
good book.
discussion. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, so whatever you felt about this book, clearly a lot to say, you know, which is definitely, you know, fun to pick apart, and we get that with our thrillers all the time. So I'm happy to have read this book. I will continue to be curious like what other people say. If there's anybody in the chat that makes videos, some of you, I see you. I see your stuff in our little Patreon chats. I could not find a freaking video explaining this book anywhere. So, free idea again, and you will not see it
Explain
from
the
me
book.
because I can't. I clearly can't. Okay. But I would love to kind of just like continue talking about this one. I don't know. I'm still gonna have it in my brain depending on, you know, what you guys think and all this stuff. So whatever. It's fun. It's fun stuff for sure. I am curious too, aside from this book, what else are we reading? Maybe for the sake of like just chatting time, maybe if you want to just put it in the chat if anybody has anything really good that they're reading. Or anybody, I see some books coming up. That's fun. Anybody have any like other thoughts not related to My Husband's Wife, Alice Feeney, just to kind of like get a little aside, anything at all, reading related, not reading related?
I would love to share my favorite book that I read it last year, and I keep thinking on that book, and I also wanted, because I am from Argentina and English is my second language, but my whole family lives there. So my little sister said, I want to read something because she sees me reading. And I'm like, I wanted to give you a book that I really love. And what I love is by Lisa Jewell. I think that's how you pronounce it. Then
Yes.
She Was Gone.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was a good one.
It's a lot. It's not the thriller, it's everything. It's like it took me to a personal place. It took me like I experienced everything. I know the mom seems annoying and everything, but I love the book. I love it.
I could literally feel how much you love it. Like I could feel your passion for this book.
Did you listen to
I
that one on
cried. I
audio?
was angry. I was sad. I was everything. I was like, I need the second book, something else.
Yeah. Is that the one with the like the greenish cover?
I think
No,
it's the one with the
that's
podcast.
the gray.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's gray with the
Oh,
blossom.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was the title again?
Oh, Then She Was Gone.
Oh, Then She Was Gone. No. Then She Was Gone. I love that one too. Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's on my TBR. I need to read it.
Oh, read it. Put it on the priority.
Bump it up.
She said, wait, put number
You
one
heard it
right
here
now.
first.
Okay, let me write that down. Number one. Just kidding. Got you.
I'd like to say something if I can.
Of
Um,
course.
I started listening to Project Hail Mary.
Love.
Okay, so that's the general consensus is that, and I'm not a sci-fi girl, like in the least. And so I was like, it's going to be a movie. I kind of want to just see. So I'm about 50 or 63% of the way through, and I'm trying so hard, but there is so much just science jargon that like everyone, I keep seeing videos of people saying, just hold on, it gets so great, and people crying. And I'm like, I'm trying so hard to keep going. And I'm listening to it. The narrator is phenomenal. He's incredible.
Yeah.
And like the voice of one of the characters, I don't want to ruin anything, but he's amazing. But the story itself is literally just so, and I am a former nurse. I love science, but this is like science.
How far in are you? I'm curious.
Like 63% in, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
And I'm really struggling. Like I'm ready to turn
If
it
you're
off.
trying to pay attention to the science, don't. Like,
Yep, totally
me,
agree.
that
That's a
was
good
like, I just ignored that
Yeah.
part. Like, I understood the words.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Like, I was not really paying attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just listen to it, like, as a non-consumer of science, because I'm not a science major, I'm a political science major. I don't
Okay.
about science. I love reading. I love interpreting things, but I do not like chemistry, physical equations. I don't like any of that. So I kind of just like, that's just additional information. Like I was really looking for the result of what he was looking at, I guess. So when you're talking about numbers, mathematical equations, you can just miss me with that.
Right.
I did listen to it, and I mean, it's phenomenal, and you should totally finish it.
Okay.
I am not a sci-fi person at all, whatsoever. And that is probably one of the top 3 books that I've ever read in my entire life.
Ever read.
I cannot wait to see the movie. So
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So then I'll push through. I'll push through.
Ricky, literally like tune it out. Like tune out all of the physics stuff. Like don't need it.
No,
tune
Okay.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I will. Thanks, guys.
But that's
Can you say the
exciting
book name
too.
again?
Oh, sorry, say that again.
Can you say the book name again?
Project Hail Mary.
Okay, thank you.
But the rules for Project Hail Mary are it is mandatory that you listen to it. It's mandatory. Like you have to. If you're not an audiobook girl, this is the best way to start. Like it's just phenomenal. It's such a good audiobook.
The narrator, I went and found him on TikTok and I'm following him now. Like he's absolutely incredible and like award winning.
I'm gonna have to go listen to more books by him,
Yeah.
even if they're not genres that I like, just because he's that good.
That's how I feel. Like that's why I feel like I can really push through this if it's him telling me this story because he is so good. He's so good. Yeah.
I wish they would have incorporated him into the movie somehow. Would have been awesome to see.
That would have been awesome.
Did they not?
Actually, I have no idea.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Maybe he's a voice of someone.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Well, gals, I have taken up a lot of your night here. So thank you for being here. I want to leave you with a couple things just to kind of like do some housekeeping and just kind of see where we're heading next. If you missed the announcement, hopefully you did not, but if you missed the announcement, our book for March is It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. It is her newest book. She hasn't come out with a new one in a little bit, but I am really excited to get into that one. I've heard good things. If you want to do any like prep, you gotta read Local Woman Missing, I feel like is a really good comparison point. Like I'll be curious I just kind of feel like Local Woman Missing is one of those thrillers that everybody has read. So if you haven't read it, I would highly recommend it. It definitely is a really good one and I feel like it's pretty unique. So I'm personally going to be doing a lot of like mental comparing of like, I really liked that one. How do I feel about this one? We'll see. For our next Zoom, I promise, I'm going to read the book before the day of the meeting. And I do think what I'm going to do is like prep a couple questions for us ahead of time. That way we can do a little bit more of, maybe just differentiating our discussion, kind of hearing some different points of view, things like that. Everyone will get a chance to share their opinions, whether it's in a Google Forms or in the chat or all of that. But I definitely want to make sure we also can get you guys a chance to answer some more like thinker questions. So I'm going to kind of work on that and I'll get that prepped for you guys. And that will be something that I get you before the meeting even begins. So you can probably look on, Patreon so you can kind of get some thoughtful questions before the meeting even is a thing. Before we go, I would love to take a little photo. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to do this because I only see like a few of you. So maybe there's a way that we can do this differently next time to get as many people in our little picture as possible. But if you have your book with you and you want to be in the photo, you can hold it up, just a quick little one. And I also did record, of course, so this will be available probably tomorrow. I'll post our little recording. Okay, are we ready? Also, can we talk about the cover a little bit? I love the cover. I think the cover is beautiful.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I really like it.
I love the pink. All right, guys.
It's really pretty.
Here we go. Adorable. You guys are gorge. Gorge, gorge, gorge.
It is a really pretty cover.
Well, guys, seriously, I can't believe that you guys want to sit here with me on a Zoom for an hour and 45 minutes. Thank you. I love you so much. Like, this is really
Mark
crazy to
too.
me. Anything else for the good of the group before we leave?
I need to listen to Barry. You were talking about her. I've heard good things. I've never read anything from her.
Yep.
You know how I am. I stick to my Frida, but I have to get out of that Frida.
Yeah, we got to switch it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah. That's why I've been reading all the books. And I already read one from John Mars that you told me to keep it in the family.
Oh my God, yes. Wait, girl.
So
we
good.
have to chat.
That was
There's
my
lots
first
to
one
talk
by
about.
him. I was like, listen, I have lots to say. That
And
was
you're
really
reading
good.
Night Road? That's a whole
Or-
other thing.
Yeah, I already finished Night Road. I just
Oh,
finished it.
right. Okay, got it.
But right now, I remember I'm reading The Beautiful Ugly. But
Yes, okay. And we had Verity homework for a couple people. I know Bree
yes,
was reading Verity, and is it where's Vero was reading Verity? There was like a lot going on. We had a lot of
yeah,
homework going on.
people
Yeah,
had some homework. Yeah, we did.
it's true.
So I'm like, I don't know what to read. I've heard The Perfect Child by her.
Yes, with the epilogue.
The
With the epilogue.
Is that
yes,
Frida?
or no, it's not Frida. It's Lucinda Berry, I think.
Oh, yeah, the balloon.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there was another one that they told me about. Which one was it?
Saving
Something
Noah.
about-
It's the Noah.
Yes, Saving Noah. That one. So
That's
which one out of
brutal.
the two?
I started with The Perfect Child and I rated 4 star until I went to Lucinda's TikTok page looking for answers because I didn't like how the book ended. And I saw that the editor because it was one of her first books that she posted, and the editor made her delete the epilogue. So she did that.
Oh,
And then people start saying, no, the ending is not good, the ending is not making the book in the good place. So she read the epilogue that she deleted on her Facebook page. So after you listen to that epilogue, the book
Oh.
gets a 5 star immediately.
Oh,
interesting.
Hmm.
That is
I
so
need to do
feel
that.
like I have a lot of homework. Like I have so many books.
I'm telling you.
She's
So
like, I
My
need to write this down.
my
excited.
favorite place right now is the Patreon group chat with our book
Yes.
recs.
Okay.
That is like keep it coming,
It's
ladies.
up
Really.
there.
I know. Like it's good stuff over there.
Especially that spreadsheet you
So-
sent out. I printed it off and I'm like highlighting as I go. And I'm like,
Oh my
I gotta
God.
go.
Amazing.
I gotta do
Is
it.
that in the group too? The spreadsheet?
Yeah.
I think it's in the group chat.
I just joined.
Yeah, that might be in the archives. I mean, honestly, you should still have access to anything that's been posted in Patreon, but now, I mean, my wheels are always turning. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, what if we got like a little Canva, like a little checklist? Like, that could be fun.
Yes.
All of these
Yeah.
things could be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abby,
Lots
I
of
have a
ideas.
book rec for you, but it's related to your new hobby that you haven't started yet, that you will be.
Needlepoint.
Needlepoint.
Yes,
There's,
tell me everything.
if you have Kindle Unlimited,
Okay, I
there
do.
is a super popular needlepoint book that shows you how to do all of the decorative stitches.
Oh, what is it?
On Kindle Unlimited, it's called Needlepoint, a Modern Stitch Directory. So you need to do that.
I feel like I have to say that with my
and it-
pinky up. Modern Stitch Directory.
Modern Stitch. They also have the like needlepoint cards, but because needlepoint has like blown up, they're sold out. But like, so I wanted to get the cards because every TikTok that I kept seeing was like, here are the cards that show you the stitches to how to practice them.
Wow.
And I was like, well, it's sold out. I can't find it anywhere. So I went on Kindle Unlimited and they have the book that is basically the cards. So,
Oh my God. The book girls are the best girls. I swear we know everything. This is perfect news. Thank you, Jen. I am
know.
going to get that.
You're very welcome.
For sure. I also think now we need a chat for hobbies. All of
Yes.
these. Reading and then everything else.
Has anyone
What if
seen?
your
I just saw it
hobby
on.
is reading?
I saw it on Instagram. It was like make a hobby basket.
Oh yeah.
And
Are
you get,
people
like, a
calling them analog
Analog
bags?
bags.
Mhm.
I have like 5
Yeah.
analog bags with like 10 different hobbies.
It's like
Well, my
anything.
phone is listening, so I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll get 1,000 videos
Analog
about it.
bags.
I
Yeah.
know, but I was like, ooh, I need to make that.
So fun.
I'm all about self-care because I'm a mental health professional.
Love.
I'm all about the hobbies, the self-care.
I'm just trying to get off my phone, which I know sounds really crazy considering what we do around here. But like I really just the scrolling is not great these days. So.
I have literally like because I think iPhone sends it to you every Sunday. I've cut mine in half.
Yeah.
No, I just
I
know.
do
6
recommend the
months,
brick.
I've cut mine in half, and that is through like cross stitching, needle pointing,
Yeah.
word searches, Myrtle, all of the analog bag stuff, the
So-
coloring books. Yes.
No, like you guys prepare to be sick of me. I just need you to know it's going to be like, I'm so excited. I'm waiting for all my stuff to come in because I did buy literally everything you could possibly imagine for the needle pointing journey. So,
Well, and needle pointing is very, very expensive.
yeah, I figured that out real quick. Thank you very much. Holy
So
crap.
I know you said you're hesitant, like you don't want to do cross stitch.
Oh,
cross stitch is way more affordable.
Yes, I love
What's
it.
up with
Cross
that?
stitch is good.
Because
I
it's
love the
one
cross
stitch and like you can just count it out yourself. You don't have to have the painted canvas and
That's true.
all of that. I'm just saying, like
Interesting.
I do both.
Okay.
I do both. But I'm a budget girl, so I budget my hobbies
The
accordingly.
painted canvas ones are affordable too, though. I like them.
That's good to know.
I'm a fan.
Not
Yeah.
the needlepoint ones. The stamped ones for cross stitch are affordable, but the
Yes.
painted ones for needlepoint are like 75, 80 bucks. Easy.
Yeah.
There's some brands now that have like printed needlepoint canvases. I guess there's like new technology, and so only a few brands do it because it's not like it's too new, but they print it like in such a way that it makes it obviously more affordable because someone's not sitting there stitch counting and painting
So
by
I
hand.
actually printed an Ada cloth in my regular printer, laser printer at
Oh, wow.
home. Because we put our dog down like a week and a half ago. Our almost 17-year-old dog down. And I wanted to make like a commemorative like little ornament for her. And I printed it on Ada cloth in my actual laser printer that I have for work. And I'm cross stitching it. And instead of spending like $50 at least on an Ada customized through Etsy or whoever.
Yeah. Well, just remember that I usually cycle between like 3 sweatshirts and my $12 Walmart special coffee pot is still going strong. So like we make choices in this house, if nothing else.
I will never judge you. I'm not like that friend that's like, don't get it, girl. I'm like, get it, girl.
I
Like,
know.
buy it all.
You got
Hopefully
me
we like it.
interested.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna have to look up needlepoint. You got
Oh,
me
wow.
interested now.
Well, it's already consumed me and I don't even have anything yet. So I'll let you know.
Digital Unlimited, you can learn all about it in that book that I mentioned.
I love that. No, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, gals. Well, I am going to let you go, I think. This might actually be our longest meeting ever. So we just could literally keep on yapping, and that is the truth.
For hours.
I need to we're going to do another Zoom. I promise. February went a little too fast for me. We will get another Zoom on the books, and I think that will be a good one to just actually do a big fat yap. So if we're not talking about our book for book club, but thank you guys so much for being here. This is so lovely and wonderful, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Have a night. Stay warm and safe in the studio. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.